Any questions from the audience right now?
What's like something that, like since we're local, that we could do to help with your organization?
Our organization or just in general?
I guess both.
The biggest thing for us is make people aware we're here. October, I'm sure everybody knows, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the idea behind the pink is to remind you, say, when you see the pink fire truck, the pink fireman, or even something in the store, I need to do that self-exam. If I'm at high risk, what does high risk mean? I have loved ones, I have a grandmother, aunts, sisters that have had breast cancer. That puts you at a higher risk. So you need to be a little more lost the word for it, but you need to pursue it a little harder.
Yeah.
What I like to use Breast Cancer Awareness Month is to challenge everyone to make themselves or to tell 3 people to make them aware of us. If it's a simple question that you just can't find the answer to, come to us. So you can do that. We have volunteer opportunities. It could be helping us at events. It could be doing some office work, that type of stuff. Globally, nationally, all these races and walks and any of these fundraising movements, that's actually where our database comes from. Those are the organizations that we tap into for help. So it may be something as saying, you know what, I'm going to go run this 5K today, or do a walk, or get my family involved, or do a car wash, or those types of things, and just raise money and talk about it, educate yourself. Actually, that's another reason of Road to Resources and our platform. I like to say it is, if you do a simple Google search, you get this tsunami of information from pink bracelets to soup cans with a ribbon on it to everything. That's where Road to Resources comes in. We can weed through all of that. We're excellent of getting all of that stuff out of the way and finding a way to do it. Did that answer your question?
And can I just recap for a minute? So just to recap, so to help our organization, you can volunteer with us. You can spread the word through social media and to your friends about 4-3 Sisters. We always welcome your financial support and your donations. And then like Marshall said, just being aware of your own body and educating yourself and making sure that your friends and your loved ones that are close to you are also aware of what their normal is. All those things help our organization.
Other questions? I have a couple here, but no, go ahead. Was it? Oh, no.
Okay. So as far as getting organizations started, what were some of were there any big challenges you guys had to overcome to get everything up and running, or?
Obviously, the big one was financial. The beginning funding of that actually came from workers' comp injuries that I received on the job. So when I got those payouts, we would throw a lot of that in to get it started. So it started with our own money, basically. And it really was something simple as an exam or any type of fundraising. But the biggest one was probably funding.
And today, I'm sure it's still as with most 501c3s. I mean, obviously funding, and having the resources you need to execute on your mission is a big deal. How do you guys think about it today? From sort of public sector resources versus private. Is there one area?
Well, so we still do our basic fundraising. We just had a wine event. We have we have a bake sale coming up. So we still do that type of stuff. We have chased a couple of organizations. We have an organization called Carey Foundation. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. There's a guy named Bob, the tutu guy. He wears just a tutu, and he goes around and he's also a photographer. His wife is dealing with stage 4 breast cancer. So he goes in front of all these iconic places like the Washington Monument, the Eiffel Tower, and he does a calendar. So their foundation actually has given us a That's great, a lot of stores. Yes, but, we actually have a fundraising committee, where we sit down and think of ideas. The president, Fran, she's here today. Her and I have had some deep discussions about chasing corporate money, like Ford.
And wedding wire.
If you got, extra market ticket.
Sure.
But as far as the rest of it, we've got LegalZoom involved. That was a great resource to help us, start out to are we going to incorporate those types of things to be able to do all that stuff with them? Advertisements, getting our name out there. And then there's a lot of great charities. So
How do you sort of stand out from the rest really? Yeah.
Right. The big fireman helps with that.
Exactly.
It's a good look, it's a good catch. It is challenging to
Any other questions?
I had a question about your Road to Resources program. What's the greatest request that you get? Is it for food or?
So for the Road to Resources program, yeah, what are the types of requests? What does someone come in needs?
So I'm going to have to bring the head of the program in.
Hi, I'm Shannon Moneymaker. I'm the executive director of 4-3 Sisters, and right now I'm the head program manager for the Road to Resources program. So to answer your question, Lucy, the biggest request we get, the most common request we get right now is for rent and utilities. Those are the two biggest ones. And usually, usually when people are asking for rent and utilities, they're also typically asking for help with groceries and childcare. Transportation is another big one. And then, like you said earlier, Tim, it really runs the gambit. We've helped everything from rent, utilities, food, and groceries. We've helped people move, like Marshall spoke about. We actually moved a woman, I should say, from Georgia whose family was all the way in Pennsylvania. We helped negotiate the moving contract for her. We did all the liaising with the company. We negotiated lower rates. She didn't have to worry about any of that. She's fighting metastatic breast cancer, which is stage 4, and that's a lot to deal with when you're that ill. So it can be anything: clothing, loans, school loans. A lot of young adults with breast cancer. Co-pays, medication, doctor visits. Really what our program is about is if there is a burden on your shoulders while you're going through breast cancer, we want to help alleviate that burden, whatever that looks like. And then we go out and we find the resources to take care of it.
So in the event, it's as you kind of mentioned, some of the first more common ones are financial related rents, utilities. How do you guys help? Are you actually just dispersing funds, to help cover the cost of rent?
Sure. So it's actually both. What we do is our resource data.
Thanks so much.
Oh Lord. Our resource database, it grows every day. We work really hard to find resources that are both national and state-specific, county-specific, city-specific. What we do is when there's a need, we try to reach out to the organizations that can fulfill those needs, or the businesses to fulfill those needs first. If the need is imminent and we can't get another organization or business to address that need, then we take care of it. For example, if Lucy, if you came to us and I'm only picking you because you're the only one I know. If you came to us and said, my electric is going to be shut off in 3 days and I need help, and we went to our usual sources that can help that quickly, but they can't, then we would turn around and pay your electric bill. In the instance where we could get it covered in that short amount of time, then we kind of reserve the money for the instance when maybe there's another need that is imminent that we can't get addressed quickly. But between the two approaches, so our direct financial assistance and our resource case management services, we've been able to help, though we have 140 women in the program, the first 68 women have received over $160,000 in financial aid, services, and support between our direct giving and our ability to get the other organizations that provide that support.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
And then it goes one step beyond that, because when you're giving the financial assistance, you're giving it because there's an immediate need. There's going to be an eviction. You need money to be able to go to your radiation treatments. You need to get a cab. You need to take care of your children. Those kinds of things. But then there's the greater reason. Why are these women unemployed? Why don't they have money? Well, because they can't be fighting this illness and be employed. Their employers have said, you've taken all the sick time you can take. You've done everything that you can do. So they have to get into a different situation with their lives. So we help them get resources as to get employment after the fact. Look for housing that will be friendly to their situation. So it's really two steps, handling the immediate need and then going beyond that and taking care of the individual when they're going through the fight, and then once they're a survivor, how do you rebuild? And that's an important part of that as well.
That's great, thank you.
See why I came up with smart.
Marshall did the same thing.
So, and to, you know, to carry what she said a little bit further, we feel that 4-3 Sisters is a family. Again, I'm the hook, I'm the story, I'm the founder, but there are 4-3 Sisters. Believe it or not, you're 4-3 Sisters. We believe that once you make that contact with us, you're in our circle till you no longer want us. So, you know, you could have a situation, hypothetically, we haven't had it yet, where, you know, we helped a person and their family, and they went into remission, and 10 years later, hey, it's reoccurred, or whatever, or you are a friend. So, they're the face of 4-3 Sisters. You ladies and gentlemen, if you get out and say, hey, I met this really cool guy today, this is the story, you're the face, you're the family of 4-3 Sisters.
Thank you. What does, when you guys think about setting goals for yourselves and the organization for this year, maybe you're starting to think about next year, how do you guys define success for yourselves? Is it, you know, how do you measure impact and awareness? And I mean, certainly there's probably some very down the fairway things in terms of number of people participating in various programs and whatnot. But what's, you know, where do you guys want to be in a year from now?
Well, let me address just before that. It's going to sound very elementary, but if we make one contact, we raise $1, it's a success for us. You know, we've done our mission. We're always setting goals for ourselves. We have a great board of people, even some people that just help, some volunteers. Again, I don't say it justice, but I sat down and I thought, who are the smartest, most passionate people I can come up with? It's them. So we sit down and we say, okay, we ran into this issue this year. That's the other thing. We just had an event where we thank people, we give them awards and types get a little punchy. And Shannon was very open about this program didn't do so well. This program didn't do so well. So we not only tell you what we did great at, but we're going to tell you what we're going to try to fix for next year where we didn't quite meet that goal.
So if I could just add, so the other big goals that we have is in how we define success. I define success, and I think I can speak for the rest of the organization, is when somebody does have a concern or has a question, that 4-3 Sisters is the first people they think of. When I started getting the feedback from people, my sister was just diagnosed, and you were the first person I thought of. We just had a fundraiser on Sunday. A woman was introduced to our organization on Sunday. 2 days later, her friend was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we were the first people she called. So that's success to me. Success, kind of along, I think what Marshall also meant to say is not just if we raise $1 to success. More importantly, it's if we can just touch one person. So if we leave today, if we leave Wedding Wire today, and you know one thing you didn't know, or you're inclined to start doing your own self-breast exams, or there's a lot of young faces in this room. So when you turn 40, you go and get your mammogram, then we've achieved it. And like Marshall said, it's kind of elementary, but it takes a lot of building blocks to get to the bigger picture. And if we can just build those blocks one person at a time, then we're doing well. Ultimately, we want to be the first phone call people make when they have a breast concern or they hear they have breast cancer. And that's starting to happen, and we'd like to see that on a bigger scale. So 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we want people to really believe that they will not be alone when they have breast cancer and that they can call 4-3 Sisters with questions and for help.